Hey guys, it's Yon. Welcome back to the Yon Gaming Show and another episode of Mindustry. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. Jam and I have been discussing a lot of people's builds on the Steam Workshop, schematics, things like that. So I thought I'd get back into the game, and I've been kind of experimenting with a few things. And one of the things I've always kind of really ignored in the game was scrap. You know, I knew you could do stuff with it, but I just kind of ignored it. So I did some research, and I figured out that I can take this scrap and turn it into surge alloy. So I've been messing around with a few things there, and this is kind of what I came up with. Again, you guys are way more talented at this building stuff than I am, but I just wanted to show you guys kind of an idea of what I've been doing in case you've never thought of using scrap for anything before, like I had. So what we're going to do today, I'll just walk you through it and then I'll show you. We're going to take the scrap, we're going to turn it to slag in a melter, and then we are going to run a separator on the slag tanks that we're going to put in, and that separator is going to separate the materials from copper, lead, graphite, and titanium. But we don't need the graphite, we just need the titanium, lead, and copper, and that's going to go into an alloy smelter, which is going to turn it into surge alloy, and we're going to send it to the core. And the graphite we don't need, we'll send it somewhere else, and eventually I'll show you kind of what I did and how it would end up back at the core. So first off, we're going to start off with a air blast drill, because why not? You can use any drill in this situation. I'm just using the air blast drill because it's the fastest for this build. And we're going to cool it. And now it's stopped moving because it's full of material. So now we're going to do our setup first. Once we get the setup done, then we will unleash the scrap. So first we're going to start here. We need to make it a way to split the scrap into multiple melters. So what we're going to use is a distributor. We found they seem to work the best. And this is kind of what I would do here. And because you have multiple connections, kind of this. Oh, that's probably enough. Then we go over here. We get ourselves a melter. These guys are just little. We'll put them all here. So now, just so we can, bit of an update here. Scrap out of here into here. And then we are going to connect all of these like so. This is actually should be here. So now we have there. Now all this material is going to get thrown in these distributors, which are going to get thrown into all these melters. So now what we need to do is capture the slag that's going to come out of the melters. So what I did, I ran liquid routers all the way down, and I put one pipe out like this with router. Then we get two liquid tanks like this. I'm gonna put one more in there. That. We're gonna need this space for later. I'm gonna show you guys what we'll do after that. So once we get these tanks filled, then we will add the next step. But for now, I'm going to turn on the air blast drill and let this slag start to build up. So now it's going to start punching in here. Ooh, just realize we need to add another power connector there. So now all of them are running. So now you see the slag slowly working its way up because the tanks are needing to fill. But what we can do, because you... Wait a minute, one of the belts got turned around. You guys probably noticed that, but I sure didn't. There we go. So what we can do, because it's moving quick, but come on now, we can make it move faster with a overdrive projector. So now we'll put this here. Now that's going to speed this way up. What it was before, 10. Now it's running almost at, yeah, right around 16. So now we're getting some, you can see how it's turning orange in the pipes. The blue is water, the bright blue is cryo, and the orange is the slag. So now it doesn't look like it's doing a whole lot because it's filling these 2 tanks. So it's got to fill all them up before we can move on there. So right now, this overdrive projector is only really feeding half of these. So since we're here, just put another one. This one will cover everything now. So now the slag is going to start coming up. I guess I did have the tanks in the right spot. I was trying to keep it as tight as possible. So, okay, so now the next step is we're going to have to separate the materials out to allow us to get rid of the graphite and keep the copper, lead, and titanium. By doing that, we can stockpile these materials and put them into the alloy smelter to allow us so that we don't have any backlog happen. So yeah, let's do that. So we would probably have to start with our separator. There we go. One there, there, one there, and one there. So this is overkill. Like what I'm doing is overkill. We'll just do this. See how the material's already starting to come out. It would if I put the belt in the right direction. Okay, and we'll put a router there. Oh, I know why it's not working. Because as you guys can see, there's not enough power. So let's one of these over here. Now all of these are going to start working. So now we have a belt coming out with a lot of material. So here's where things can get a little complicated if you've never used a sorter before, which is what we're going to do next. Sorter takes material. Well, I'll do a little explanation here for you guys. Sorter takes whatever material you select from, if wherever it's coming in, it comes out the opposite end, and every other material gets sent to the left and the right. So just for demonstration's sake, I'm going to put these here because these just kind of get rid of the materials. I've never really used them before, but I know they get rid of stuff. So if we connect this, you'll see how the copper is coming through, and everything else. It doesn't matter what it is. It's just getting separated. So what we need to do is we need to take advantage of that. So what we're going to do is we're going to have this come in, and then we're going to have another sorter here. Say we want... Actually, you know what? Let's do it this way. Have it come up like this. We'll have a sorter here that says we want to get rid of the graphite. Because this way we can have the graphite come up here, and then everything else will move on. So we'll go here, and we'll put another router here saying, or sorry, pardon me, sorter. These are sorters. So we've got copper here. I said copper. Whoops. So, yeah, let me just clear those belts quick. I did not mean to do that. So, this is copper. This is the graphite that we select. If you want to, but you just do that and it stops it. So now, the next one I would say, let's do lead. And what this will do is when that material comes through, the graphite will go here, the lead will go straight, and the titanium should be the only thing left. So let's just add a little more belt here to see what happens. Okay. Can't quite see everything because we haven't got to titanium, but this is the next step anyway, so we'll talk about that. A vault. A vault is a great way to hold on to excess material. So by doing this, now all the material should siphon or sort the way it should be. We got lead going here, graphite up here, titanium here, copper here. Now we've separated all our materials, which is great. But now we need to connect them all in again. Ugh, can't talk today. Connect them all in again to the alloy smelter and add the silicon, which is what we need here. So let's go with that. Alloy smelter. So I'm going to just offset it. No, you know what? Let's do that. So now all this material needs to get moved. But before we do that, also need to give that power. In this situation, you would already have a silicon press somewhere. So let's go silicon there. Then we need to go copper, lead, titanium, or whatever order. I guess in this situation, the titanium is right here. Copper is there. Lead is right here. So as you can see, things aren't moving anywhere because we have one more piece that we need to add, which is an unloader. So you stick an unloader here, it will unload everything in the vault and move it on to the next place. So now we have all the materials we need to make surge alloy. So let's connect it to the core and turn on the switch. This, and like that. And now you can see it's making surge alloy. Now if we want, we can throw a overdrive projector there, so that'll add to that. Got one there. So now we've got all this material like moving relatively quickly, and you see we have a buffer here. It's holding on to the material, so hopefully we won't run out. Just so you guys know, there's a chance that you will back up a vault. Like, it just happens. So what you can do is you just add an extra. This is what I do for the copper one because it always seems to be the one that overflows. You can just do that. And just add another unloader. And that. So now, once you add a router in this situation, split this, now you'll have a capacity of 2,000 copper before it backs up. The point where it'll back up the line. And when it gets to that point, you've got thousands of each material. So it'll keep making surge alloy, and eventually the belt will start up again. So hopefully that keeps things from backing up. But so that's pretty much it, guys. That's how you take scrap, starting with the drill, the melters, take the slag to the holding tanks, to the separators, to using sorters to separate to vaults, to unload the vaults, to the alloy smelter, to the core. That's how that would go. And I guess the graphite's really only good for building materials and weapons, so all you have to do is just kind of this and throw an unloader on it. And now all 400, 300 and some graphite is going to come out and end up in the core. So there you go. But anyway, guys, I'm going to leave this episode here. I just wanted to give you guys that little kind of rundown of this idea I had. If you guys have a better way of doing this, I haven't really gotten into the logic blocks and stuff yet, where they can kind of make computerized stuff. But if you guys have done that, or you know how to do this and make it smaller or more efficient, if you've done anything on the Steam Workshop, or you've got pictures or anything, put it in the comments. I want to see it, because if I can make my stuff better, I want to know how. So, but anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Let me know how I'm doing in the comments. And as always, happy gaming.